The world watched in disbelief as President Trump made his move. He had outdone himself. Trump's tariff decisions were as much about politics as they were about economics. With the 2026 US elections looming, the pressure was on to deliver on campaign promises. Trump had built his political identity on a platform of economic nationalism, promising to bring back manufacturing jobs and restore America's industrial might. The tariffs, particularly those targeting China, were a potent symbol of this agenda in action. By slapping hefty tariffs on Chinese goods, Trump aimed to protect American industries from what he perceived as unfair competition. He wanted to incentivize companies to shift production back to American soil, creating jobs and boosting the economy. However, critics argued that this protectionist approach would ultimately harm American consumers. They warned of higher prices, reduced consumer choice, and potential job losses in sectors reliant on Chinese imports. The tariff tango was a delicate dance, a balancing act between political expediency and potential economic fallout. The initial reaction from global markets was one of cautious optimism. The S&P 500 surged by 9.5%, its biggest single-day gain since the 2008 financial crisis. This reflected relief over the 90-day tariff suspension, a sign that a full-blown trade war might be averted. However, this initial euphoria was short-lived. Uncertainty crept in, casting a shadow over global markets. Bond yields rose, reflecting investor anxiety over the long-term implications of Trump's actions. Oil prices, a barometer of global economic health, fluctuated wildly as traders grappled with the unpredictable trade environment. The global trade ecosystem, intricately interconnected and reliant on predictable trade flows, was thrown into disarray. Businesses around the world were left scrambling to adjust their supply chains, hedge against currency fluctuations, and navigate the treacherous waters of a potential trade war. The tariff twist had injected a dangerous dose of uncertainty into the global economy, and the consequences were only beginning to unfold. In Africa, tariffs and trade barriers have long posed challenges to economic growth. But, the winds are changing. As countries work to reduce these barriers, the continent is poised for a new era of trade, fostering deeper economic integration and cooperation. With the establishment of the African Continental Free Trade Area, the dream of robust intra-African trade is becoming a reality. By uniting 54 countries under a single market, Africa is set to unlock unprecedented economic potential and, transform the way nations do business with each other. Of course, with any significant change there are challenges. Infrastructure gaps, regulatory hurdles, and political instability can frankly slow progress. But on the flip side, the opportunities are immense. By addressing these issues head-on, Africa can create a resilient and thriving trade environment, benefiting millions across the continent. So what happens next? Trump has given the world 90 days, a trade truce of sorts. But if history is any guide, we may be heading toward another global trade war. For Africa, this is a moment of both risk and opportunity. Diversification, innovation, and strong continental alliances will be key. Africa isn't just watching. It's adapting, positioning, and pushing back with homegrown solutions. As we move forward, the continent's ability to leverage its vast resources, youthful population, and burgeoning tech sector will be crucial. By harnessing the power of intra-African trade, Africa can not only mitigate external shocks, but also create a more self-reliant and prosperous future. The journey is challenging, but the potential for growth and development is unparalleled. Stay tuned as we continue to explore how Africa navigates this complex trade landscape, turning challenges into opportunities and forging a path toward a brighter economic future. What's your take? Will Africa rise to meet this new global challenge, or feel the heat from afar? Let us know in the comments. This is more than just a moment of reflection, it's a call to action. For policymakers, entrepreneurs, and citizens alike, the time to act is now. The decisions made today will shape the continent's future for generations to come. Africa has the talent, the resources, and the spirit to transform adversity into opportunity. But this requires collective effort and unwavering commitment. I'm Achalugo Stacey, reporting for Africa Pulse Network. Your voice, your power, your news. Don't forget to like, follow and subscribe for more bold, tech-powered African stories. Together we can chart a course toward a resilient and prosperous Africa. Stay tuned, stay informed and stay